We are at the beach and road course for the first race of Season 3 of the SCRL Grand National Series. The 188 car of Luke Walker will be leading us to the green flag. Starting beside him is the 12 of Memphis Fisher. Rest of the starting lineup for today's race. All 42 drivers are here. Of course, the beach and road course is the Daytona Beach and Road Course, which is what it was called back in the 1950s. This track is a 4.1 mile road course. So we are starting the season off with a road course. This season will hold the biggest number of races we have had here in the Grand National Series. In Season 1 we had 9, and in Season 2 we had 19. This year we are going to have 41 events. Of course, the season will be based on the 1951 real-life Grand National Series that the NASCAR series raced back in 1951. In Season 1, Steve Gamer won this event, and the defending race winner, Johnston McClellan, he is not here to defend his win from one season ago. So no matter what happens here in this race, we will have a first-time winner here at Beach and Road Course. And now for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
And we already got a problem with our pole setter, Luke Walker. He has brake problems, so horrible look for him. That means the 91 of Allison Marley will be moving up to the first position. So first race, first few seconds, we already have a problem with our pole setter. Horrible luck for Luke Walker. This race will have all 42 drivers. We have 21 of them that are full-time drivers. The other 21 will be part-time drivers this season. We had to split the field up because some tracks can hold all 42 spots and other tracks can't. So we had to split up the field so everybody can race. You hate to do it because some drivers won't be able to compete for a championship, but there are some high-paying races that has high enough points where a part-timer could possibly win the championship. So you never know what could happen here in Season 3. Season 1 and Season 2 were pretty fun. Hopefully Season number 3 will be as just fun. Off turn number 4, Allison Marley will lead us to the green flag as we begin Season number 3. Down this long front stretch. Battle for the race lead as you see the 43 of Nathan Ordman is trying to make his way into the race lead. Ordman has never won here in the Cup Series. He's trying to turn that around today here in the first event. No better way to start off the season with a win. Ordman blocks the middle lane. As you see, cars stacking up back here. Some contact. And you see Luke Walker is back out on track, so Walker will complete a lap as of right now. As you head off turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the long backstretch. It's the longest backstretch we have here in the Grand National Series. Second place now is Adriana Costa. Allison Marley back to third. Fourth is Memphis Fisher, and fifth is Britton James. We have a lot of drivers making their debut. Battle for the race lead. Here comes Adriana Costa on the inside of Nathan Ordman. As you see all the cars fanning out, trying to go 3, possibly 4 wide. And we got Luke Walker coming back to pit road. So they obviously didn't finish that problem with the brakes. The 81 making a big move on the inside. Sergeant Young. Off turn number 4. It's a drag race. Looks like leading lap number 1 will be the 21 car of Adriana Costa. So in her first ever SCRL start, Adriana Costa leads the first lap. 9 laps to go. Adriana and that Wood Brothers Racing Ford leads the first lap. Here comes the 81 car of Sergeant Young, who came close to leading the first lap, but was unable to. Into turn number 2. More contact back here. 4 wide as Memphis Fisher makes it. Now back to 3 wide. Battle for the race lead. Here comes the 81 of Sergeant Young. He did not lead the first lap, but he's going to try and lead lap number 2. And there you see Luke Walker still on pit road. His season started off good. He won the pole. It looks like he will most likely lose a lap. As Sergeant Young, in his SCRL debut, is going for the race lead. Look how fanned out. Oh, we got another car having a problem. That's the 4 of Austin Line. So horrible luck for him. Doesn't look like there's any problems to that car. Whoa, contact back here between the 20 and the 30. And we are 5 wide for a second off the final turn. Who will lead lap number 2? Looks like it'll be the 81 of Sergeant Young. So he does not lead lap number 1, but he will lead lap number 2. So we have our first lead change. Official, because 21 led the first lap, Adriana Costa, and now we have Sergeant Young in the race lead. Here comes Allison. No, excuse me, here comes Adrian Costa for the Wood Brothers. Remember, this season is 41 races long. You want to try and strike as fast as you can. Here comes Brent James and the 89 car. More bumping back here as drivers slam on the brakes to get off into turn number 2 as fast as they can. Adriana Costa is a part-time driver, so you need to try and get those wins as fast as you can, and you can possibly, like I said, compete for a championship. As Luke Walker and Austin Line are back out on track, so hopefully they figured out both their problems. Of course, Luke Walker is a lap down now. Brent James trying to go for second place. James is a full-time driver, so he needs this win. You never know how many more chances you'll get being up front with all the cars. And, whoa, we got another car coming to pit road. Right? Yes, that's the 5 of Brian Fox. Not sure why drivers are pitting for. They shouldn't have to pit because of fuel. As well as the 16 of Jack Jett. Sergeant Young trying to block the middle lane because on the inside here comes Brent James. But Sergeant Young, who is a full-time driver, he will lead lap number 3. He becomes the first driver to lead 2 laps here in Season 3. Trying to go 4 wide for third. Now back to 3 wide. The 81 car, Sergeant Young, is showing some muscle in his first ever start. As of right now, he is the highest driver that will be running a full-time schedule. And this year's points will be based, as usual, by way of the purse for each of the races. So the higher paying events will get the most points. You see the 92 car, Andrew James, trying to work his way up in his fabulous Hudson Hornet. Back up front, Sergeant Young, continues to hold the race lead. This track is technically defined as a road course, but it races more like a super speedway. So that's kind of weird how that turns out, but hey, don't matter to me. Road course, I like road courses. This track was always fun to race on NASCAR Thunder 2004. So I'm glad someone made this track, but there's only so much you can do with, whoa, the 60 car. Josh Barker trying to make Barker family go to victory lane here in the Grand National Series, but we're going 4 wide for the race lead. But Sergeant Young gets such a good run on the outside, and he will once again lead. He has led ever since lap number 2. So that 81 car looks to be a tough contender. Let's see who has the fastest lap as we approach halfway. That would be the 17 car. And the number 17 is being driven right there by Abby Russell, who I assume is related to Kristen Russell. Kristen is also competing in this race. Right there, Russell is in the 28th position. Back into turn number 1. You got half the field split up from 19th. You got the first 19 drivers in this pack, and then you got a little pack here from 20th on back. And you got some drivers further back because they pitted for whatever reason. And the only driver that seems to have any problems is Luke Walker in the 188 car that was at the start. Everybody else pitted because, well, they just pitted. Sergeant Young continues to hold the race lead. He's led every lap since lap number 2. But the 21 car of Adriana Costa, the only other driver to lead in this race, is going to try and make a move on the inside line. As you see how fanned out they are back there. I'm surprised we've gone this long without a caution. We've had some close incidences in turn 1 and turn 3. These drivers have been able to be respectful, as I say that. The 10, the 12, and the 42 make contact in turn number 3. But there is no caution. Because this is a road course, there has to be a major incident for a caution to come out. As Sergeant Young continues to lead at the 81 car. So horrible luck for the 42 and all those drivers that were involved in that wreck. Memphis Fisher. Well, it wasn't really a wreck, it was just a spin, so that's why they didn't bring out the caution. You see Sebastian Torres in the number 3 car. Currently running in the 17th position. Sebastian is the defending 2-time champion in this series. Unfortunately for Sebastian, he is a part-time driver. So he will not be competing in all the races, but like I said before at the start, there is a possibility for him to win the championship if he can get some good finishes in those high-paying races like this one. So it is doable. It's just not very plausible, it's very doable. Back up front, Sergeant Young continues to keep the lead in his 81 Ford. As you see the 21, Adriana Costa still running in second place. You got third, you got Britton James, and then you got Josh Barker, then John Austin. Then you got the 30 car on the outside, Jeremiah Weaver, trying to make a move. Jeremiah is now going to try and make a move on the inside. This is his first ever attempt at an SCRL race, so he's making his debut. As you see, drivers fanning out once again, trying to go 3-4 wide as you head off into turn number 3. You see Austin, I have no clue how to pronounce your name, trying to make a move on the inside line. Hits the dirt a little bit, goes up and almost hits the 21. Sergeant Young is enjoying this because off turn number 4, Sargent will once again lead another lap. Battle for second place here. Here comes the 51 car of Austin. We're trying to go for third, excuse me. And you see the pack has split up once again. Sebastian Torres is up to 14 now, so he's slowly working his way up. I don't know if he's going to win this event. Something major has to happen up front for it to happen, but you never know. Nathan Ortman still on the outside line, trying to give the high line a run off into turn number 1. Here comes Adrian Acosta. We got 2 Fords battle for the race win. Adriana gets a good run off turn number 2, but we head down this long back stretch. 2.5 miles. That's how long the back stretch is here at Beach and Road Course. As you see the 23, John Otson. He's trying to make it a 3-car battle. As you got the 51 and the 60 trying to join the battle. Trying to make it 4 wide for second place. While Sergeant Young is just slowly driving away. He's enjoying this. Looks like we got a group of 12 cars up front. See the 93 car trying to make a move. 93 is Roger James. Full wide back there briefly for a second as you enter turn number 3 into turn number 4. Here comes the 60 car of Josh Barker. Barker, he clears 81, but can he beat him back to the line? Sergeant Young's getting a good run on the outside. Looks like the 60 will lead that lap. Barely, but he led it. We got 3 laps to go. So Barker barely led that lap, but Sergeant Young gets such a good run on the outside that he will retake the lead. So all that work that Josh Barker did to lead a lap, it means nothing because he just lost the lead back. And the Grand National Series does not award points for leading a lap. So it's just a pride thing that Josh Barker went up there and he passed the race leader. But it won't help him championship-wise. Off into turn number 1, these drivers, nice and easy, trying not to make any mistakes. As battle for second place as Austin takes it over. Once again, 4 wide for Ford. Let's check on Sebastian Torres. He's back to 15, so he lost the spot since we last checked on him. The rest of these drivers, you see the 22 making a move. That's Chris Kyle. Is there a problem with the 21? Adrian Costa? No, but Costa is falling outside the top 10. A former race leader. Here comes the 51 of Austin. Sorry, I can't pronounce her name. Austin is trying to get around Sergeant Young, but doesn't look like he will, as you see the 20 of Joe's. Yeah. Sometimes you people come up with really weird names. Just my grammar is not very good. Austin, off turn number 4, he's going to make the pass for the lead, but here comes the 20 car of Joel's. But the 51 will lead that lap. 2 laps to go. If we get a caution between now and the white flag, this race will be over. You see Sergeant Young is very disappointed. He lost that lead, so he's going to try and take it back. Very aggressive. Will he get the run on the inside? It looks like he will. So moves Sergeant Young back into the race lead. He has virtually led every single mile since lap number 2, aside from when he got passed by Josh Barker and just that little bit where he just got passed by the 20 car. Excuse me, by the 51 car. Here comes Jules for second place. The 20 car will take it, but can he take the lead? Nope. Sergeant Young blocks the inside line. 3 wide back here between the 43, 30, and 93. Allison Marley is the last car that is with this group. Allison being in the 11th position, so we have 11 cars battling for the race win. So you see the 12 that spun out earlier. Memphis Fisher's currently trailing in 38th spot. Of course, Luke Walker, who had brake problem earlier, there he is in 41st. Who's in 42nd? Oh, that's a 16 car. We have a driver that's actually out of the race. That would be Jack Jett. He was one of the cars that pitted earlier, so he is out of the race. You see the 51 car trying to make a move off in turn number 3. No caution yet. Driver's going 4 wide back there for position. At the final turn, Sergeant Young is going to have to defend. White flag, 1 lap to go for Sergeant Young. Can he make it back? He has to be on defense for the next 4.1 miles. Sergeant Young has never made an attempt at a race here in the SCRL. In his first ever start, Sergeant Young takes the lead on lap number 2, and aside from being passed by Josh Barker briefly and the 51 briefly, he has led every single mile of this race. And I mentioned before, he is a full-time driver, so what better way to start off your first ever season by leading virtually every single lap. But the race is not over yet as we enter turn number 1 of this 4.1 mile road course. He goes from the outside to block the inside. Good move. Off turn number 2. Put some distance between himself and the 20 and the 51. You got the 89 and the 30 trying to work together. Not anymore. Here comes Brent James on the inside trying to go for third. Brent James, of course, is another full-time driver. The 20 car is a part-time driver, so this is important for the 20 car to get around the 81 for the race win. You see the 23 try to make a move. This is their last chance. Sergeant Young trying to block the outside line. You see the 30 making a move with the 51. 51 trying to make a better move. Down back stretch, they're not close enough, I don't think. And the turn number 3, Sergeant Young trying to block the inside line. Here comes the 20 on the outside. 93 trying to make a move. Back there, but not enough. Off the final turn, Sergeant Young. What an upset this is going to be. Sergeant Young wins in his first ever start. He will win here at Beach and Road Course. Well, that came out of nowhere. We got a brand new race winner in the first ever race. Congratulations goes to Sergeant Young. Here your race result. Sergeant Young scores his first career win. Second was Austin, whatever his name is. Third is Jules Notworth. Fourth was Jeremiah Weaver. Fifth, Josh Barker. Sixth, Nathan Ortman. Seventh, Roger James. Eighth, John Austin. Ninth, Allison Marley. And 10th was Brenton James. As you see, NR messes up when track is that long and everybody's retired and whatnot. We had 40 drivers on the lead lap. We had Luke Walker 1 lap down, and Jack Jett was the only driver officially out of the race. Well, that completes the first race of the season here at Daytona Beach and Road Course. We will take it to victory lane for the first time in his SCRL career with the number 81 car of Sergeant Young. Here are your point standings after the first race of the season at Beach and Road Course. With the win, Sergeant Young, of course, is our points leader. He has a 50-point lead over Austin Albine. Third is Joe's Notaru, 60 points behind. Fourth is Jeremiah Weaver, 90 points behind. And fifth is Josh Barker, 120 points behind. The first 13 drivers were able to receive points. The first 14 drivers received points. Everybody from 15th on down received no points. Well, that is it for the first race of the season at Beach and Road Course. We'll next see you for round number 2 at the Charlotte Speedway. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.